First, I want to thank the organizers and the other participants for welcoming me so warmly to this conference, as I come from a subnational court in only a very small state in the northeast part of the United States. In our federal system, the states are free to establish their own governance systems within each state's jurisdiction. Vermont is the only state that has established a specialist environmental court in its judiciary, and it is 20 years old this year, the same as ICEF. I will focus on only a few topics now, but I am happy to discuss our court's experiences both at this conference and by email with anyone who wishes to correspond. First, I would like to remind us all that, as the phrase goes, we must continue to both think globally and to act locally. As well as focusing on global environmental governance, we may remember that each country can continue to take action for environmental protection within its borders, and we have much to learn from each other as we share our techniques and practices. And as you may have heard over the course of the past day, so that this interchange can continue in the future, an International Judicial Institute for Environmental Courts and Tribunals has been established in cooperation with the IUCN Commission on Environmental Law at the Pace Law School in New York. And please see me or Professor Robinson for more information. So I will just touch on three topics to keep in mind in these discussions. First, we should think of environmental courts as handling not just enforcement or environmental liability cases, but also cases involving planning permission and environmental permits, that is, setting limits and conditions for future operations. Enforcement is retrospective. It only deals with harm that has already occurred. And it is certainly important, but it is equally important to ensure the rule of law, public participation, and transparency in looking to the future. The second topic I think we should bear in mind is to think of enforcement not only as criminal punishment or civil remedial action, but also, and this is a technique that we have in our law which is very effective, for the court to be able to remove the economic benefit or the profit that the violator has obtained from the violation. Giving the court the authority, separately from set penalties, to remove the economic benefit is a very powerful tool to change the incentives regarding environmental violations, again, prospectively, so that business decisions keep that in mind as a risk. And this is true regardless of the economic system. It is as applicable to a state-run enterprise as it is to a private company. And the third and last point I just want to raise for our discussions is it is important to the rule of law, to having people accept the difficult decisions that we are going to have to make as legitimate, to give reasons for a decision and not just to give a result. Giving decisions in writing and posting them now that we have the internet available to us so that they can be read by people beyond that particular case, beyond that particular court, beyond that particular country, is an inexpensive way to combat corruption and undue influence, and to help scholars develop a jurisprudence of environmental law that can be more universal. I will stop here, but as I say, I'm happy to discuss more about our particular court with anyone who wishes to do so at the breaks or at lunch.